Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Today, definitely a little bit of a strange run, but Maggots is a status effect that exists in this game. There's only one, source of maggots in the entire game, and that is through Legerdemain. The corrosion inflicts 4 maggots, inflicts 6 maggots at, Threadspin 4, but that's barely different. And the passive makes so he inflicts 5 maggots at a gluttony absolute resonance times 8% chance. So what does maggots do exactly? Turn end, take gluttony damage by the count, then lower the count by 1, and get a bleed count of +1. So it's basically just like... I don't know, it'll do 4 damage and +1 bleed count in a turn, and the next turn it'll do 3 damage and +1 bleed count. It's just a very weak bleed support with a little bit of gluttony damage. So I want to see, how reasonably can you get it to work? I think chances are, it's not going to work too well. But you never know. Then I've got some odd choices here, because I'm trying to go for a mixture of, bleed synergy and gluttony synergy. So I've got some stuff, I've got some units inflict nails, some units inflict bleed, and then, some units that are gluttony. Base Rodion is actually pretty good for this, because she's got bleed in her primary and secondary, and gets, benefited damage with her tertiary when it's got bleed. And it also synergizes really well with our starting gift, Wound Clarid, which means any skill that inflicts bleed, or is a wrath skill, just inflicts more bleed with every hit. So, another big issue with this is the fact that we're always going to want to be corroding Legerdemain, which means it's going to cost even more, which is not good for us. Because the corroded one's the only one that actually inflicts any maggots. Once again, it's just such a strange status effects. Okay, got tails because he's already low sanity. That's good. And of course, this is a really cool looking one, although you rarely ever use it corroded because the normal form is just notably better usually, since it's cheap. There we go. Now they've got some maggots. They're getting some bleed count from that in combination with the nails. Or these two, I guess. This guy's just got the bleed count from getting hit with bleed count. I actually don't know why this thing's got a bunch of bleed count. I guess Ryoshi or something. Oh yeah, Lenticular Swirl. That would do it. And then I guess we just focus on trying to build up the resources we need. These guys are as good as dead. Most of them aren't even getting a good chance to actually deal damage, and therefore not going to get trigger their bleed much at all. That guy got to trigger his bleed a little bit at least. Nice. And down he goes. That should be good. Yeah. Now we get an event. Oh yeah, that's more resources. That's pretty good. It'll be more gloom, which we don't do much with, but it'll randomly be some other stuff too. This is guaranteed, so even at his -10 sanity, he'll pass that. That's good. Blue Zippo lighter, always good to see. And another blunt fight. I guess, question of the day. What's your favorite non-standard status effect? I basically just mean anything that isn't, too widespread. Stuff like nails count, maggots count, stuff like... I guess stuff like spark discharge, stuff like energy barrier, weakness analyzed, purse, anything that's, just not one of the main ones. Any of the main ones. What's your favorite of those? Personally, I think I really like, the gimmick between spark discharge, which is a status effect inflicted by Gregor's AEDD. And it just basically means, whenever hit with an attack, it gives charge to the attacker. And if they get hit with... And if it's a gloom attack, it also inflicts rupture count. It's a very wacky one, but I think it, works pretty well with, charge-based teams. Even if Gregor himself doesn't have, a W-Corp identity or anything to work great off of it, his Rose Banner only works semi-well with it. Yeah, leave your answer in the comments below. not going for Legerdemain immediately this fight, because while we could, like, I just want to spend some time to build up the resources a little bit. Get Gregor's sanity up a little bit, hopefully. He's gonna get countered here. Should be fine, though. Because I think their counter's a Pierce one, not a Blunt, yeah. Yeah, it is Pierce. So he's fine with that. If it was Blunt, Gregor would be weak to it, so it would be a little more damage, but it's still pretty fine. Oh, and this is turn 3, so we do have perfect odds. So we should be pretty good here, yeah. Get a little sanity back there. Get a kill. I think that didn't quite kill. This also won't quite kill. Alright, so Gregor didn't get any kills. I think this early on you wouldn't gain sanity from killing due to just being over-leveled. Nice. Yeah, nice. There they go. Nixie Divergence is Tremor. Alright. We are gonna bring Dawn, so I guess that's fine. Ooh, the urn. Do we think we can manage this? I think we do have Hong Lu, so he's got like a 55% chance of success if nothing else. Oh, Mersault. Oh, Mersault can do this. Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. 50 cost and the golden urn. That's good. Be able to buy any like sort of lead-based gifts we see along the way now. Alright, you guys. That's fine. Legerdemain, corrode it. Go for this. It's gonna hit Ida, that's good. Get some like bleed type stuff inflicted on these enemies. Gripping inflicts 5 nails, super good. Then like something like this. Should be fairly decent. And Gregor's sanity's like decently low. He's gonna gain some sanity from Clash winning, but still got a heads. That's fine. It inflicts maggots either way, I think. Unless I'm getting it confused. Yeah, it does inflict it either way. Inflicts some bleed. Inflicted more bleed than it would have because of Wound Clarid. That's good. Yeah, 7 bleed, 2 count. That's something. Not the most, but it's something. And you can go for it again. See, who are you going to target it with? I'm going to try and check to see which slot I'd want to use it in. That won't hit Ida. I kind of want to hit Ida with it, though. And if we do it like this, it'll hit our own allies. Alright. Guess we're not going to be able to hit Ida with it. Better than nothing, I guess. Actually, we might end up killing one of those people as it's going to target, so this will probably hit one of our allies or something instead. Yeah, there goes all the bleed on Ida. Unfortunate. Yeah, but this did end up hitting Ida because we killed one of the people it would have targeted elsewise. So that's good. Together we are in a rot. Yeah, that's some bleed for Ida, so Ida's bleed will be like fairly high next turn. That guy's bleed is fairly high. Slay does a lot of bleed with Wound Clarid. Each of the 4 coins just does an additional +3 bleed. Okay, good. And now I think we just build up some Gluttony. Kind of really need to right now. Won the Clash, that's nice. Nice. Got the random Maggots chance on that guy. Oh. And Ida's dodging. Okay, there we go. Gripping, though. Get your nails. If nothing else, she'll be bleeding out in time. Yeah, 21 bleed. Not bad. And died. Dude, she died to the Maggots damage. Because she had 6 Maggots, so she took like the 6 damage, the 6 Gluttony damage and died to it. Oh! Inflict double bleed with skills. Don't mind if I do. Very convenient E.G.O gift to get. Very convenient indeed. We can fight the Avno. We can do something like that. That should be good. We want to get to the shop, of course. Especially in a run where we've started with the, golden urn so early on. We'll have plenty of cost this run. And we would very much like to change some of the skills on some of our people. Like, if we get Gregor, I don't think we want to change Gregor's skills at all, because we don't really need this rate from him. Not like the plan at all. No. We'll wait on that. We don't have a lot of Gluttony still. Try and use Gluttony skills when possible. And then just clash with all of them, I think. Can't clash with you. Let's see if someone... Oh yeah, you. Alright. There we go. That's someone Don can clash against. Now let's re-clash against this one, and that should be good enough. Neutral favored. So some of those clashes might end up being losses, but that should be fine. And there's the 5 nails on this guy, and the gaze. That's another interesting non-standard status effect. Gaze. Just making it so you're the person just takes like 20% more pierce and blunt damage next turn. Definitely not nothing. Especially given how, that's 2 out of 3 damage types. It doesn't synergize with Slash, but it synergizes with everything else. Alright. Good, getting some sanity on Gregor and Dawn. Yes, do I want sanity on Gregor though? I guess that is the question. Not particularly. I'll let him go for one-sided attack. Okay, you guys can clash though, that's good. Yeah. Strike down, that's a dominating. Fanatical Judgment will be good. Like that, yeah. Yeah, Gluttony is what we need mostly, so Gregor can go for that. And once again, another gripping means even more nails. Just such insane amounts of nails. And paralysis on someone who's been staggered, that's always interesting. Interesting in the least useful way possible, of course. In case you're worrying, I mostly brought Gross Hammer Mersault instead of Rhino Mersault because Gross Hammer Mersault has a primary of Sloth, and I wanted to have a little bit more Sloth. Because otherwise, our only Sloth would have been Gregor on this entire team. I do know that Rhino would have been probably better for, the actual infliction of bleed. But I was trying to make sure we'd have the resources necessary to succeed. Yeah, more weak attacks. Building up resources. Stalling for time so that the Zippo Lighter gets to build up as many resources as possible. I guess if we do see White Gossipium, I would absolutely take that. This is definitely would be a very good run for that. We don't particularly need enemies to be staggered, we need them to bleed out. Alright, yeah, everything's low now, so we can just kind of start finishing things off. Like one of these, or I guess one of these don't clash. That guy, clash, cleanse the sin, and rifle purge just to make sure that one dies since it's got the most HP. Nice. Slay probably kills here since it's decent. Oh, 1 HP. It's a good thing we had Dawn go for another attack on that one then. Get a swirl. Nice. Oh, that wasn't a kill. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You're at 2 HP though, so we could just here's the thing, we just go for this because the thing is it'll die in the clash. Yeah. There we go, that worked. Doing very well on Sloth and Gluttony now. I guess that is something to keep in mind, the fact that while Legerdemain only costs 1 Sloth, 3 Gluttony, when Corrode costs 2 Sloth, 5 Gluttony. So we need more resources than you would normally if we were going for the Corrosion instead of the Awakening form. Alright.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Good day for some corrosion, methinks. The wrong thing. Good day for some corrosion, methinks. Let's see. Oh, we kind of want a Gluttony Resonance, don't we? Not this turn, though. We want Gluttony Resonance next turn. Because I don't think Gregor can inflict any maggots with clashing this turn. With his hits, whatever it is. That Breach of the Passive won't trigger until next turn, if that works. But next turn, we're going to want a big Gluttony Absolute Resonance. So it'll kind of be at the mercy of speed values, because we do have quite a few units that just straight up don't have Gluttony. Mainly Faust and Mersault. This is probably just going to kill them, though, so I don't know. It'll kill the staggered ones, most likely. 62, yeah. We'll inflict a maggots on that one guy, and we got the passive working now. 7 HP. Like, I didn't quite die to the maggots, but if we don't hit him if we just don't hit him with any attacks this turn, he will die to maggots. Which is funny. Okay, decent resonance. So we've got a, but it's 8, so it's a 24% chance we actually get any maggots inflicted per hit with Gregor this turn. Yeah, we triggered it twice there, so we got 10 maggots on that guy. I think he's just gonna die to Mersault, so oh no, he's still alive. Okay, that guy actually... Oh, that guy's gonna die to the maggots. The maggots with random gluttony damage. The guy who had the 10 maggots. Yeah. No, it's just this guy left, yeah. Now we do something like this. There we go. Big absolute resonance. Inflict some maggots. 10 maggots. And you just kill, yeah. There we go. Now we get our shop. Possibly we'll get some good things. We'll see. Faust skill. I don't know how much we need to change Faust skill. We want more of a skill 2s probably, because that's like the big good one. Oh, rusted cutting knife though. Inflict bleed with skill, inflict more bleed and bleed count. Yeah, absolutely. We'll give Faust another skill 2. Lithograph, we should be fine. Yeah. Alright, robots. You can get your passive going, deal more damage targets with bleed, that doesn't matter too much. We Legerdemain this. It hits those 3, alright. Oh, I actually saw a drone here. Wacky. Very odd indeed. I feel like I only see the drones in Mirror Dungeon too hard. I guess they do show up occasionally, I guess. Nothing that strange, even if it is very strange. I wasn't looking. Did it hit one of our people? No, it didn't. That's good. I was worried for a second. Alright, well that did a lot of damage to them. And they're, you know, bleeding a bunch. Well, we can go for this. We got a big gluttony resonance, so we just make sure we... It doesn't matter because we're just killing, but... Funny. There we go, yeah. And I think Gregor's defending against this guy, because I did it for the sake of the gluttony resonance, but looks like we're going to stagger it before it gets the chance for that to happen. And it just straight up died, actually. Full on. Cool. We've already gotten, like, pretty much most, like, the notable bleed gifts other than the Gossipiums. Here's that's normal cyborg, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, alright. Well, this will be a good chance to stack a bunch of bleed. You're guaranteed to corrode if you use your thing, so maybe you need to do a little clashing. Just so you get a little better. can do something like that. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, win your clash, get a little sanity back so that you're not going to go entirely insane when you do hit this Legerdemain.
겨우 이 정도야?
Staggered.
오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
Alright, and then doing some damage to this guy too. Just so we can kind of deal with them a little bit. Yeah, nice. That guy's already been brought to 1, that's good. And this turn we can flick more nails to this guy. Because he's at, what, 4 nails or something? 2 nails, that's not a lot. Not as much as I thought it was. Can we get Legerdemain here? It might be fine. Might be fine, it's good enough for me. Alright, we clash against these guys a little bit. But we mainly are just trying to inflict a bunch of bleed on Hurtley. Yeah, 6 nails, so Faust gets our damage boost here. Yeah, we sure did hit the guys we wanted to hit. So there we go, there's some Maggots. That means we're just gonna get more bleed count. And this inflicts even more bleed because of the knife. Yeah, they're at 1 HP. These attacks are a little overkill on them, but that's fine. The next combo, even more bleed, so it's at 50 bleed now. For the 10 count, you're corroded. Expected as much. See, what are the possibilities? Rodion and Dawn, or Rodion and Faust. So the choice is Rodion's gonna hit no matter what. Alright. Unselect this for a second. So do we want Faust or Dawn to get hit? Faust resists it. Dawn is also like tankier though, so I think we'll just let it hit Dawn. Yeah, like that. And plus this way it'll hit the big guy. You should possibly be fine. You're neutral to it. Alright, that's decent then. You do that. You inflict more bleed. Can't clash you with anyone if we do it like this though. Alright. Then like something like that. You go for this guy, and then you can clash against this guy. Seems good? Yeah, this will be very unfortunate for Dawn's sake, but that's fine. Yeah, 53 damage to Dawn. She's fine, though. She's, like, semi-tanky enough. Yeah, that guy's bleed is not looking very good for him. Having a little bit of a rough time, I think. Yeah, I mean, the minions' bleed is looking pretty bad for them, too. The paralysis on... Oh yeah, the paralysis on Dawn is not good. There we go. Yeah, it was fine, though. Even more nails, even more bleed. Yeah, there's 8 nails. Honestly, we don't even need to investigate the factory. They're just gonna die. Like, bleed count, more nails, more nails, and then you guys can just attack this guy a little bit. Why not? Like that, yeah. Yeah, 94 bleed immediately. Immediately destroys itself. We're just stacking nails on it really right now. Just to increase the bleed count even further. Rather rude that he hasn't been staggered yet. And he's still just getting away with all these hits. Well, this guy dies as well, that's good. So now we just need to deal with you here with the 99 bleed. And, we can just ignore you if we want. That's the thing. No real reason to actually, like, bother. You can just defend against that. You can just defend against that. I guess we should probably just evade against that one then. And defending that, yeah, something like that. Whoop. Instantly bleeds itself. It does a little bit of damage to Gregor, but then it just bleeds out. There we go. That's what we call some decent bleed stacking. That's for sure. And there's still more bleed stuff we could get. Ooh, like the Grimy Iron Stakes. Single point inflicts more bleed and defense level down. This fragment's also really good, though. I'm going for the stake, though. Both of them synergize really well with the Corroded Legerdemain, but I gotta go with the one that's even more bleed above all else. You know? Yeah, you know. Yeah, let's see. 0 sanity now. Means you're in a good place to corrode Legerdemain immediately. Get some Wrath skills off, some Lust skills off. Yeah, look at that bleed. That's a couple bleeds. Legerdemain might be hitting that guy, which means he'll have a little bit of bleed count. No, it's hitting not that guy. So the guy that's got like the 15 bleed is probably just gonna run out of it next turn. Bleed. Oh no, this guy. Okay, there we go. Got 24 bleed with a 4 count now. That's good. Yeah, we really need the white Gossipium, I think. Because we're just gonna kill these guys despite them having so much bleed. There's so much possibility, and we're just gonna kill them. I'm gonna only go for the Gluttony Bloth attacks for that purpose. But they're gonna bleed to death this turn, so it really doesn't matter what we go for now. Bonk and bonk. Oh, that was a counter, so we just killed that guy instead of bleeding him to death. That works too, I guess. I suppose. Same difference. And another shop, Ryoshu skill. Charge type gloves, full body back. Grand welcome. We might take Grand welcome here. Charge gloves does nothing for us. We don't have any charge people. As funny as it is to see. Phlebonic pack has a little bit of healing, which we don't particularly need. Ryoshu should probably get another skill 3. That means a little bit less gluttony, but that's fine. And we don't need Grand welcome. Yeah, I think we're fine. Honestly. Alright. Blunt fight next. Means we'll be able to kind of shred a little bit with Legerdemain. Possibly. Let's see, how's the sanity doing? -6, that's bearable. Alright, you can go for it. That's the wrong one. Keep on just clicking the wrong thing by default. I also didn't corrode at that time. Whoops, there we go. There we go. Let me just do what? Something like this turn? Yeah, that should work. Unfortunately, some of these guys are weak to slash and not blunt, so they're not all going to take a bunch of damage from Legerdemain. And also, I didn't actually look, but I do know the class 3 guys count as 2 slots for mass attacks, so we might only end up hitting 2 wheel with it, which is rather unfortunate if that is going to end up to be the case. If we're lucky, it might still go for 3, though. It did, yes, that's good. Okay. Good. A lot of bleed effects happened there. And I mean a lot. Too much to be able to comprehend reasonably. That means, yeah, just that turn alone. A lot of bleed count on everyone. We just kind of go for, like, whatever this turn, and it should be good enough. These guys attack too much, they're just gonna die. Shame none of them are going for their, like, 4 coin skills or anything. This would be a great time to see those, because then they'll just inflict 4 times their bleed count damage to themselves effectively. Eviscerate, get some maggots off, possibly. A little bit, yeah, not too much because we didn't get like a good gluttony resonance off that turn. Neutral, probably just block that then. Because it's a restrain. Yeah, he's gonna bleed to death. There's no need to. I guess we should have just clashed against it anyways. But it didn't matter because the other clash went first of how blocks work. Because of how guard skills work in general. Defensive skills, I guess. You get an event though. Ooh, Fox. Another really good thing to get. I almost put out the umbrellas instinctively, which is not the right move. But now whenever we use a mass tech, everyone just gains attack power. How convenient for us. Take the risky encounter, blunt weak risky encounter, probably just gonna means it's gonna be like probably just gonna be Encore people or something random like that. Robots, that works too. 3 of them though, which makes them the perfect target for Legerdemain. And we try not to use too many gluttonies this turn so we can get the possible absolute resonance off next turn. Got the tails, excellent. There, we're just gonna inflict. We're gonna inflict a bunch of bleed with this anyways, thanks to the rant. A bunch of things are gonna trigger. And a little bit of bleed count too, that's good. The enemies are gonna run a bleed count. These guys don't take a lot of bleed damage. It's because of their like resistance, because of the fact, well, they don't have blood, so logically bleed doesn't do much to them. And that guy just blew up though, that's good. This one's close to death and this one's staggered. Alright. Gluttony resonance isn't gonna do much for us here, I don't think. They're kinda gonna die very easily. I guess Gregor might. No, Rodion's gonna kill here. Yeah. Gregor didn't get an attack off, so he didn't get any more maggots with his passive. Sad. He did have a 32% chance for maggots that turn, since there was a 4 resonance. Oh, more resources. And when we use lust things, well, we've got quite a few lust things on this team, so don't mind if I do. God. Truly awful. That's the pure, like, damage we've got so far. Alright, these guys resist gluttony, so this isn't gonna do the most damage, but they're perfectly weak to bleed. Neutral, that's fine. The weak enough attack. That's not the right one. Yeah, there it is. Weak enough attack. So neutral's fine, favorite's probably fine. First off, can take some damage if anything goes wrong. And there we go, we got our tails. I'm getting some maggots off on Moril. Yeah, thanks to the knife, every single attack, every bleed attack that doesn't hit a staggered person, I think it is, inflicts more bleed count. Unfortunately, Moril ran out of bleed count there. We're inflicting a little bit of nails on him, so, you know, shouldn't happen again. Moril was weak to the blunt, so he's already almost staggered. And yeah, this guy's just dead. Convenient. 3 maggots. 2 bleed, 3 count, alright. Struggling, that's unfortunate. No, I won't. I was considering it. You can just block. That's fine. You can also just counter. No need to really go for anything else. A nice counter is decent. The more we struggle, the more bleed count they're going to spend, which means the faster they'll run out of bleed for the units that don't have the most bleed on them. And Gregor resists gluttony, so he didn't take too much damage, even if he is weak to the actual other part of that. Oops. Yeah, these guys are kind of doing themselves. Unfortunately, they're blocking a bunch, so they're not actually triggering their bleed nearly as much as I'd like them to, but that's fine. Some of them still are taking a bunch of bleed damage. That one died, partially thanks to getting a bunch of self-bleed going on. Moril's getting his bleed to go up. I think we're just gonna kill him here, yeah. I guess what we need now is, like, if we get, like, the plushie, then, like the wolf plushie, then we can just deal even more damage to anyone who's got bleed. And take less damage against enemies who have bleed. Just insane synergies. Flash power up. We've got some flash, but not very much. Yeah, very little. We'll take Carmilla then, so everything's just gonna have even less HP. bottom path here. That'll work. And we can add you to the team. Only reason we're bringing him is he's got like minuscule amounts of bleed. Wow, I think if we had him up type 4 would be more, but he does have a gluttony skill, so you know, he's a bleed unit with some gluttony, technically. And it is a very technical thing on both sides. Because he's got barely any gluttony and barely any bleed, so he's just managed to luck his way into getting on this team. Nice. That'll be decent. Favored, you need to win some clashes, you might as well go for that. I guess we gotta deal with some of these, though. Some of these high-speed goons. Actually, it's not hard. I think it might be hard for a second, but no, it really isn't. Neutral, I'm gripping that guy, and then we can, like, you with that. Something like that should work. Got a heads on negative 11 sanity. Unfortunate. Yeah, so Stagger's the one that are weak to gluttony, of course. Resists Pride, but still took a bunch of damage. Not quite enough to get staggered, though. Alright.
이 공격은 저희가 이길 것 같아요.
And so there's only one guy who isn't staggered. We're not going to be able to get any gluttony resonance off, other than, you know, using maybe a single gluttony skill. That's not going to be something that's going to be triggered much at all this turn. What is overkill? That's overkill. And, what is overkill here? That's overkill. Alright, then we do this. And reclash with that. There we go. Kill everyone. Oh, we got our whistles off. So that's a little bit of sandy for Gregor, whether or not I like it. With our gluttony skill. So Gregor's got his 8% chance to inflict maggots when his attack goes off. Might happen here. He's got a couple attacks going off. It did not happen there, but I mean 4 hits, 8% chance not trigger on 4 hits is reasonable enough. And Dawn should finish that one off? Yes, very much so. Pretty good then. Pretty good. And continue along this path. Flash week. I mean, whenever you see a slash week, that kind of means it's going to be an easy fight because it'll be J-Corp people. Or just casino people, I guess. Took a bunch of damage from the Carmilla already. We're going to be mass attacking them, so they're going to take even more damage. We need to use Legerdemain a few more times. His sanity is a little too high for my liking now. Sure, we'll get that off. Whistles needs more lust. Obsessive Hammer needs a Wrath Resonance. Obsessive Hammer just never triggers. It is not a good passive. Far too conditional. Not only does it require a 4 Wrath Resonance, but it also only triggers if he's below 50% HP. It got good effects, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not happening. Guy's almost dead. Oh, he's dying to the Legerdemain. Alright, that works then. I could always use like a corroded like ADD or something if I just wanted Gregor to lose a bunch more sanity. Because I'm pretty sure corroded Legerdemain only costs 15 sanity, I think. I think base Legerdemain's only 10 sanity? Base Legerdemain 15, it's something like that. Yeah, 10 sanity, corrosion's 20 sanity. Although, I'm pretty sure it's 15 because I'm pretty sure overclock is just base times 150. Or base plus 50%. So we'll quickly pop one of these, might as well. And go for something like that. Once again, this will just be used to spend a bunch of sanity. Yeah, down to 6 sanity now. You know, he's being a little insane. He's being a little silly. Something I only noticed about ADD Gregor recently is that when in both his awakening and corrosion forms, one of his legs is also replaced with like a little like centipede type leg, which makes it seem like the centipede is probably running along his entire body, like all the way up from the leg up through his right arm, right? Just like a long centipede that's just like part of him. Figured pain to pain Gregor skill. Nothing we want here, I don't think. This is more damage, I guess. We don't really need that thinking stuff. Charge stuff. Yeah, I think we just leave. And we just press on. We press on and on and on.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은 어떻게라도
No, wrong
보존될
person.
테니.
What's your speed value? 3 to 9. I guess you've just kind of been lucky getting high speed a lot of these fights. I mean, he's also gotten low speed a few of these fights, so I guess it's not like the only thing that's been happening. And yeah, good clashes across the board, so this should be good. Hopefully you lose some sanity. Nice, 6 sanity, not bad. And this isn't definitely not going to kill anyone, so he's not gaining any more sanity. Oh, put daggers off though, that's good. A little bit of bleed. Oh, we inflicted paralysis on some of the Taikyu guys. That could have been much worse. Since they've got, you know, their 13 minus 10 coins. Luckily Faust was able to beat it even though it was paralyzed, so... Nothing personnel. We're gonna throw to ADD again, though. To get rid of some sanity. Gregor's sanity is far too high for my liking. And this is the best way to go about getting rid of it. And you lose some sanity, you gain some sanity back too. So it is like a little bit of a trade-off. But like, there's nothing else happening in this fight, we might as well use it as an opportunity to just ruin Gregor's mental health. Boss is preceding Inquisitors, it looks like. Heal, no one needs healing, alright, then we just leave. And now we fight this Lord boss. Which is, as I said, 2 of the preceding Inquisitors and everything there. Or is it just 1 of each? Yeah, 2 preceding Inquisitors and 1 everything there. As I thought, before I started to doubt myself. Yeah, this might be bad. Oh no, it's fine. Huh. It's conveniently not hitting the person with the counter. That is rather convenient, isn't it? Vomiting, that's good. Flick nails. Shank, you can shank that guy, that'll win the clash. And like, you drive this guy, you'll resist it, it's a slash counter. And we just inflict a bunch more bleed to these two. Something like that. And then clashing looks good still, so yeah, we'll roll with that. Okay, builds up 12 sanity, spends 20-ish sanity. And inflict some maggots. Bleed. 5 nails. And this guy's got a bunch of paralysis, so he's not winning this clash. Yeah, there we go. So he's gonna stay as 13 bleed. He's gonna gain more bleed count from this skill. This guy runs out of bleed, unfortunately, so we're gonna need to start building it back up. Although he's just straight up got staggered, so it's really not that big of an issue, it seems. Okay, and then take the counter. There we go. That's fine. Ooh, that's a little unfine. Well, it's fine if you get countered. It's a slash. You're weak to the wrath part. Oh no, it's a lust counter. What am I saying? Yeah. It'll be fine then. Some more bleed on this guy. And then you guys start attacking that person a little bit. A little bit of this. Sure. Oh. He's bleeding. He's bleeding. And he's been staggered thanks to the bleed. Excellent. We got some more maggots off on this guy too.
이 공격은 꽤 먹히는 것 같아요.
Nice.
도입하게
Faust
성공해서
gets
계속
countered.
몰아붙이자고.
That's fine. She's weak to it, but she'll be fine. Yeah.
가지 않아가.
Yeah, some good damage. Some good damage. You guys are just countering, really? Alright, that's fine. Counters, unfortunately, do not trigger bleed at all. We can kind of, like, shank this guy and he dies, then we can, like, crit this guy and he gets staggered. And then I think that should be fairly decent. Something like this. Yeah, shank this guy, he's gonna die. So he doesn't get the chance to counter, and the other guy, Faust, should stagger before it gets the chance to counter. I hope. Yes, she will. There we go. Get some attacks off on him. That guy's dead. And we're just gonna inflict a bunch of bleed here, not that it's gonna matter, because we're just gonna kill it next turn before it gets the chance to attack again. Just like that. How's Gregor Sandy looking? 12? That's decent. Shouldn't matter too much. Once again, this thing just dies. Dawn will finish him off. Alright. Very nice. We don't have sinking, so tomorrow's fortune it is. Even if it's a little late for tomorrow's fortune. I think we just go middle path throughout the entire thing. Yeah, that looks best option to me. We're gonna have a lot of cost before we get to this shop. We're already at 600, and we've got the golden urn, so we're gonna get more cost from each of these encounters, and there's a risky encounter as well. Like, it's just gonna go very nicely. Methinks. Road Legerdemain. Don't mean to do that. Let's see. This is the part where you need to be a little careful about going for bad clashes. Like, I mean, you're fine because you're Mersault. You're gonna take some hits. You're fine. Oh. My headphones just cut out for a second. Oh, are they fine? Okay, I can hear now. For some reason, my headphones just stopped working for like 15 seconds. Not 15, like 5 seconds, really. But it seemed fine. So who knows? Okay. Looking good. Get a small baby gluttony resonance off. Ooh. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Execution, that is an execution, so we get our little buffs to our non-slash attacks. And then you'll reduce damage taken a little bit. You know, it's not going to do too much damage to you, luckily. And that guy had a little bit of bleed, so he triggered all his bleed, even if it didn't do much. He's a robot, so, like, there's no situation in which it would do a lot. And go for those. Then just go for those. And that should be good. Yeah, this will do a lot. Yeah, the robot's been staggered now. This guy's just defending the buffoon. He thinks he'll be safe. Till he won't. Yeah, down he goes. Down they all go. Event? This is more cost. Like, sure, I could take the thing that makes me do more damage to staggered people, or I can just take even more cost. Which is just a super hard to pass, like, thing, because, like, that's funny. You got this? 100 cost. A little bit of healing, which doesn't really help us that much. We don't really need it. But 100 cost? We absolutely needed that.
응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나.
Okay, your sanity's
힘내긴
high again.
해보자고.
Unfortunate. Favorites, you might actually lose this clash. That would not be good.
들어주겠네.
Alright, he's fine. Even on heads, this'll do decent damage if they're weak to it. It won't do a lot because it's only like a 14, but like 99 damage, 34 on each of them. Not bad. And the bleed will amount to like something over time. Rodion actually won her like kind of rough looking clash thanks to that. I think it was a neutral sling, but because we paralyzed that guy, Rodion managed to win the clash with relative ease. Okay. You can kill this guy. I guess it'll be random who you kill if we do that. Okay, you're still killing the guy I wanted you to kill though, so that's good. Get a little bit of an absolute resonance going. Because this might trigger Maggots. It didn't look like it did though. I feel like I think we would have seen on the left side if it actually did trigger Maggots. Yeah, you can see what I'm saying here about like how his left leg is also like centipede, while like his right leg isn't. It's the normal right leg. And it's like that in the awakening form too. So wacky little design thing about that E.G.O I noticed. It's definitely an E.G.O I like a fair bit even if I don't use often, just because I think the gimmick has a lot of like potential to it. And mutilate kills, yeah. Fortunately, there's no one for it to, you know, get reused on since they all died, but a kill's a kill. Another event. This is poise stuff. I guess I'll take it. You got this with your mutilate. No one else has any chance. Oh, you actually didn't get this. Well, you took some damage for that. Good job. Luckily, I'm not bothered by that at all, since it was a gift that only actually does anything for people who can gain poise with skills. And we do not have a single poise gaining skill on this entire team. Triumph is that. Neutral. Luckily, we're gonna go for a Legerdemain instead of that. God. Sanity's far too high, Gregor. You need to go insane more, I think. This could lose. Yeah, it probably will lose. I guess you can want his cast for a little bit of bleed. Sure, why not? Oh, we triggered whistles. That was actually an awful thing to be doing there. That was even more sandy gain for Gregor. Nice. Hills, that should still be fine though. It'll still do a lot of damage just because what his cast does a lot of damage, and this guy's already staggered. So, yeah, 47. Stagger plus him. Single tick of his bleed need to die. Oh, yep, Shank just straight up kills. Fourth coin, yep. God, Sun Shower is so funny. Legerdemain's gonna kill too many people. No, I want to AEDD the top left one, the one who won't die to the AEDD. Doesn't look like I'll have a chance to, though. I guess we can just non-crit AEDD that. And then just defend there so you don't go for more kills. This will clash a little bit, so you gain some sanity back in that regards, but like you'll spend it again. Didn't spend it that much though because it wasn't an overclock one. This is hard. Trying to keep him insane, you know, it's a little trickier than you might think. Staggered though, cool. Cool beans. And then everyone just dies this turn. Execution gets a kill, that's cool. Give everyone their little power buffs. Yeah, there we go. One more fight now.
파우스트가 나설 만한 곳이어야 할 겁니다.
Another blunt week fight, another dollar. Hmm. I'm struggling. I guess we're gonna paralyze these guys though, so it might not actually be strugglings. We can go for a couple egos either way. Oh, there it is. I was like, it took lifetimes to a second to load in. Don't go for whistles. We don't need that. We don't need that kind of energy in our lives. The whistle energy. Nice. And then Legerdemain gets a heads, of course. As we'll see. I didn't see what the boss of this floor was. Another case of, me looking at the entire floor, but just kind of somehow, like, glancing over what the actual boss was weak to. Could be something good for Bleed, though. Could be. Because the good thing is there's quite a few bosses that, like, get staggered and then keep on attacking with that part anyways. Or I guess the part gets broken and they keep on using it. So Bleed could be pretty good against a lot of the Mirror Dungeon 2 bosses. Yeah. A little bit more bleed on the people that resist bleed, of course. I shouldn't call them people. On the robots that resist bleed. If they were people, they wouldn't be resisting bleed like this. Okay, you can double E.G.O though. That's also something I gotta keep in mind. Like, you can Legerdemain and you can ADD if you want. Make sure you go insane. Struggling. What are the chances that actually ends up being struggling? Pretty low. You can just counter just in case, but the ADD is just gonna kill this guy, yeah. Nice. Now we've got the Legerdemain to further reduce sanity. Negative 26, and we'll probably have negative 26 going into the next fight. Or we're gonna kill someone here. We're gonna gain some sanity back right now, I think. Yeah. We gained some sanity from that. Didn't actually look like he did, but he probably still did. Alright, they're all dead though. That's good. On to the final boss. I guess onto the shop, so we can make our final preparations. Sure. Rodion skill, standard duty battery, prejudiced, oscillating bracelet. Nothing great. We'll give Rodion another skill 3 because skill 3 is pretty good. For inflicting a bunch of bleed. We'll take this. We'll take this. We'll take this. And anyone want healing? No, that's the worst person. I didn't think about that. I didn't think it through, so now he's at full insanity. You can't back out at that point. Oh well, so it's no one will cry time. We can have Gregor go insane here. We can have him just use his, like, E.G.O a couple times, and that'll be good enough.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은 어떻게라도 보존될 테니.
Dominating, that'll be good. Oh, yeah, that thing's max roll is still low enough that it should be fine. That's good. That's very good. And let's see. What part is... we want to get a bunch of bleed on the body, most likely. If we can get enough bleed in time, that is. Bleed count, that's good. Getting some of that off early. This isn't bleed, so we'll go for that part. Nails. More bleed. And this doesn't do much for us. We can still go for it, though. Yeah. We're going to try and stagger the body this turn. Are we likely to stagger the body this turn? Not particularly. Oh yeah, go for Sangre de Sancho for more bleed. We're going to inflict a bunch of bleed to this guy this turn through Ryoshu's Lenticular Swirl, because this will be 6 bleed count. Yeah, 16 6 bleed count. Now, depending on how this goes, the body might be able to spend all that bleed count. But it won't through Legerd. Yes, Legerdemain will prevent him from doing that. Alright, should be good. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to spend a bunch of bleed count this turn, but as long as we win... Oh no, it's going for one-side attack with the other thing, so it is fine. Yeah. It's got no chance that it'll build up enough bleed. Gonna get some attacks on Gregor, but that's fine. And then Sanger to Sancho. Tails does not matter at all, because we're still getting the 6 bleed, which becomes 12 bleed because it get doubled, and it becomes like 15 bleed with like an additional bleed count through all our gifts overall. It's a single coin, so maybe an additional 3 bleed on top of that. It'll be a lot of bleed. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, you'll see through the wall attacks, yeah. Alright, the body's got its bleed. Should be fine, should be good enough. Yeah, 73 bleed. So now we're gonna bleed the arm a little bit. We'll inflict a little bit more bleed onto the actual other part. I think. We'll hit it with like a sleigh, but otherwise we'll have everything go for this part this turn. You can go for another Legerdemain. Like that, yeah. Looks good. Yeah, the right arm's gonna get staggered, yeah. This guy's gonna have so much bleed, he's not gonna know what to do with it. I don't remember what a moderate passion does, but I think it's not very useful, so, it was triggering there. Who knows why. Okay, slay, just to make sure this thing gets to, like, near max bleed. Yep, 90 bleed. Right arm's going to get broken by Gregor's Legerdemain. And the body's probably going to reach max bleed now, thanks to this. It'll inflict a bunch of bleed from a bunch of various sources. Yeah, 41 on the arm, and then however many on the body. Yeah, body's got a bunch of bleed still. Yeah, 92 bleed, 11 count. So now we just kind of sit back and relax. No need to do anything else at this point. We can just kind of just let it die. There it goes. That's what you get for attacking Mersault. You blow up. Good lesson for you at home. Don't attack Mersault, otherwise you may just blow up. Gregor did the most damage thanks to Legerdemain spam, of course. He would have done more damage if it was normal Legerdemain and not corroded Legerdemain spam, but it was all for the bleed. Legerdemain is pretty cheap, and it does inflict bleed to several people, so when paired with a bunch of bleed E.G.O gifts, it actually does pair pretty well. Better than I honestly expected. I was expecting this run to, you know, maybe work, but I wasn't, like, counting on it or anything. I thought, like, yeah, could end up being funny. But also Varial could just do nothing. Well, either way, daily extraction time. 1 star. Okay. 1 star. And finish it off, another 1 star. Another 1 star, yeah. Alright. 9 shard day. Fair enough. But yeah, that'll be all for this time. Did want to just make sure it is known that when Refraction Railway 2 releases later this week, I will be streaming it. The link for that will be in the description below. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.